I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G, sitting alongside Rio and Jimmer today. And Rio, let's get this bitch popping, man. We got somebody on the line. Who we going to talk to today?
Heck yes. On the line we have Jose Valdez from NIACC. How you doing, Jose?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Excited to have you on, and we appreciate your time.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, big time. We want to say congrats right away on the national title. That's amazing and definitely awesome.
Yeah, that's big time, bro.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate the support.
So I'm going to kick you off with a couple questions, and we'll kind of go around and see how it all feels. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So when did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling in 9th grade. Yeah, and I always tell people I started wrestling in 10th grade because my first school I was at, they were really bad at wrestling. And so I transferred to another school.
Okay.
Love it.
But, yeah, I mean, I technically started wrestling in 9th grade. So, yeah, I started pretty late.
So I was going to say, so you didn't start at a younger age then?
No, sir.
Hey,
No.
and you became a national champ.
Yep.
God, hoping a little bit of that rubs off on my kid. He wants to start wrestling his sophomore year here. He has a little rougher knees, so we held him out his freshman year, but
Yeah, I mean, anybody can do it. They just got to put their mind to it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, he plays center for the local high school here, so you know that
Nice.
that wrestling and especially offensive line is a big deal. So
Yeah, that's originally why I first started wrestling. Was my grandpa told me if you want to get better at football, start wrestling. So I started wrestling.
yeah, there we go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Smart man there. So what state did you wrestle in high school?
Wrestling in Florida.
Okay.
Yep.
How did you do down there? Did you go to state, any state titles, anything like that?
I got second my junior year, and I got first my senior year.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty good. Did you go any national tournaments in high school, anything like that?
Yeah, I went to a couple. I never really broke through any of them, but I always went, like, in off season, I always wrestled as much as I could. So, yeah, I went to a lot, but I never, like, won them or got, like, second in them. I just always just wrestled and just had fun doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I got another one for you before we kick her over to Danny. I know he has a few. You kind of touched on it vaguely already, but what other sports did you partake in high school?
High school, I played football and obviously wrestled. And when I was in middle school, I did boxing.
Okay.
Like basically all of my middle school.
Okay.
And then I stopped boxing and I started playing football. And then I stopped playing football and started wrestling. So yeah.
Okay. So the football, what position did you play?
I was tight end and outside linebacker.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
You like to wreck shit. I got you.
Yeah, and I when I was younger, I played like in middle school, I played a little bit corner and like fullback. But I got bigger, and they put me on different positions after that.
There we go.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
Yes,
You say as you got bigger. What's your weight class, Jose?
I wrestle 197.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
A man weight.
That's right.
That's what I like to call that.
big boy weight.
Yeah, we like to call that man weight, baby.
Yes,
Heck
sir.
yeah.
Hell yeah. And
Sir.
we've got to give some info out to the people listening, man. What so are you a freshman, sophomore out of NIACC? Where you at?
I guess they would call it a COVID freshman, I guess you would say.
Okay.
But because of the last year, it was a year didn't really count against your eligibility. So
Okay.
technically, right now I'm a freshman. Next year I'd be a sophomore. but I already did 2 years here.
Okay.
Actually, 3 years. 3 years here. So yeah, I'm just gonna whatever school I go to next, I'll just be a sophomore.
So I'm gonna roll into that one right there. You just touched on it.
Right.
Where are we thinking next step?
Haven't decided yet. I'm going on a lot of visits lately, so I could go anywhere. I got a lot of D1s looking at me, a lot of D2s. So it's just really, we're gonna play it by ear right now.
Could you share a couple of those? Like how many? Like who's kind of eyeing you?
I got right now. I'm going down to Little Rock. They're D1.
Oh
out of
yeah,
Arkansas.
that's a new school that just kicked off. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I just got back from NIU, SIU, which is both D1s. I hit St. Cloud the other day just to check it out. They're the Division II national champs. Pretty good.
Okay.
And I got North Dakota State looking at me, and I got a school out in Cali that's also D1 looking at me. So yeah, my schedule's pretty tied up right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You sound like a busy man.
Right.
So if we go ahead and make a push, like real hard, and like keep putting a bug in their ear, you wouldn't be opposed to joining the legendary Iowa Hawkeyes, would you?
Not at all, man. I love the sport they got, man. I love the rest of it.
Absolutely. Rio over here is a huge fan. So he's a huge fan of all Hawkeye sports, but more specifically the wrestling program for sure, right, Rio?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did a little bit of college wrestling and coach some wrestling right now, so I'm a big wrestling fan. I do like the Hawkeyes, and maybe not all their sports.
I might have baited him on that one a little bit.
Can you talk a little bit about the recruiting process and what brought you to NIACC? How did you end up at NIACC?
So it's kind of funny, y'all met Christian, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk to her. So yeah, me and Christian wrestled in the same club in high school.
Okay.
It was called the Hammerheads, and yeah. So me and Christian always been friends like since I was like a sophomore in high school, and I met his big brother Basil when I was up at this national tournament in Virginia Beach, and he wanted me like to come out in NIACC. I was still, keeping my options open. I didn't really know what I was gonna do, and then after my senior year, I won a state title. And I thought I was done wrestling. I just didn't really know what I was doing with my life. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to take it step by step. Started working and whatnot. Moved to Alabama for a little bit. And I must have took like 5 months off. Like I thought I was done. And then Basil. So I don't know what hit me, but I kind of just started texting Basil and Christian. And then I was like, yeah, like, is it still I can come out there? And they were like, yeah, we want you out here. So I was like, all right, and he gave me opportunity, so I didn't let him down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I'm digging that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you know any of the NIACC cheerleaders?
NIACC who?
Right?
Cheerleaders.
I know a couple, yeah. I think I do.
So the reason why I ask is that these three gentlemen right here talking to you are huge fans of and are basically family with one little lady by the name of Tiara Keeney. She's a shorter blonde. And I'm talking about like short.
Yeah, I had a class with her. I'm thinking ethics. Yeah, it was ethics. I had ethics with her last semester.
Okay.
Yeah, I know her.
She
does cheerleading. Yeah.
Yeah, I know she cheers basketball. I didn't know if she did any wrestling too.
I think she might have done it last year, but I didn't see her much this year. But I know she does basketball. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I touch base on my girl.
Yeah. Yeah, she's family for sure.
Yeah.
So you made the trek up. You decided, hey, I'm going to show some love to Basil and Christian up here. You won the chip, right? Which is a big deal, and you can't say enough about that. What do you feel like? Who do you think is the toughest matchup that you've had so far, or the toughest match that you've had, either at high school or collegiate level, if you can think of one?
I'll do like freestyle tournaments. He's All-American for Oklahoma.
Can you repeat that real quick? We were cutting out there.
My bad. I wrestled a freestyle tournament in college, and I wrestled Jake Woodley. You know who that is?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yep.
Yeah, he's an All-American for Division One, and he put a little whooping on me when about a year ago. Yeah, so yeah, he's pretty tough. That was one of the toughest kids I ever wrestled for sure.
Okay. What's I guarantee you have this on the top of your head. What's your overall record in college?
See, last year I was 12-1. This year I was 17-0.
Okay.
And I took a redshirt year, and I must have got like 5 losses off of that. I don't know if you count that in the overall record, but yeah. So
I don't. I don't. With that sweet ass record, I do not count it as that. You mark that right now. Jimmer 3 Gig Sports does not count that. Okay.
Okay, that's official then. It's
that's official, stamped. We do not count that horse shit. We watched our champ. He rolled. He has 1 loss, and it was against old boy, right? So yeah, you have 1 loss.
Yeah.
We don't count that.
Oh no, but I lost in the finals last year, national finals last year, to I forget his name, Ferris out of Cloud County. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, yes sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that was when Christian won his first. Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh damn.
Gotcha. Yeah. Can you touch on a little bit as you made the jump from high school to college? What was the biggest transition? Something you had to get better at, or maybe surprised you at the wrestling aspect that you had to prepare for, either mentally or just on the mat?
Biggest thing I would say physically was my strength. I took a lot of time to get stronger. Like, 97s they're big. They're like basically light heavyweights. So you got to be ready to push some big weight. So I had to take a lot of time in the weight room to get stronger. That was one of the biggest things I had to do to like improve. My technique was always there.
Okay.
And obviously the mental aspect was just like, believing in yourself and understanding that, it's a process. And, like I would do stuff like write down every day, like national champion, stuff like that. You just got to keep your head, like you got to make sure your mind's ready to go to war. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I have 2 questions for you then. And one of them is, what is your, before the meet starts, before the match starts, all that stuff, what is your pregame? What is the thing that Valdez needs to do and able to center himself before entering that circle there?
Like right before the match, or like just like a couple hours before the match?
I would say a couple hours before, like when you're like trying to calm your nerves. I would call. Maybe you're a little different than me, but anytime I partook in any sports of any kind, my nerves would be high, and then I would need to, for instance, listen to music and chill and calm myself down a little bit.
Jesus.
What I like to do, like, if I do feel a little nervous, which, you're always going to feel nervous, but I always just, like, talking to my teammates, just, like, joking around with them, just, like, letting loose, you know what I'm saying? Doing that kind of stuff always gets me relaxed, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really have, like, a pregame ritual or anything. I just I like to go out there and just let it fly. So, for me, it's always just been, hanging out and just staying in my comfort, like, being in my zone, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
As long as I'm being me, I know I'm gonna do my thing. So I got really nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told you I had a second part. So you mentioned earlier that you went down to Bama there for a little bit, right?
Sure. Yes, sir.
And which area did you go down to? The reason why I ask is because my sister-in-law lives down there by Dothan, or lives in just outside of Dothan, Alabama.
I was right outside of Birmingham. I don't know where Dothan is. So.
That it's a little more south than that. So I've been through Birmingham. That looks like it's a working city. I've driven through there. The way I understand it is like I kind of watched their AAF team they have for football, and one hell of a hard-nosed city, and I think they take a lot of pride in that. So I don't know that for a fact. Just kind of like driving through and kind of what I've seen and read up on. Is that true?
Oh yeah, Birmingham is like the real deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those great people, and they don't take no stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they put their work first. So
yes,
great people though. Yeah, for sure.
What is one thing you had to get better at when you come to college? On your feet, your top game, your bottom game. Is there anything you really had to adjust and get better at once you moved levels?
Definitely my top game. I say I had to get stronger there. Like my mat returns, like my just like riding in general, like getting my turns off. Definitely, I definitely had to get better at that. And my bottom game a little bit too, because like my first couple of tournaments, I gave up some back points here and there, and I don't need to be giving that up. So I definitely got better at my bottom too. So yeah, top and bottom were basically what I worked on a lot.
There we go.
Gotcha.
So, quick question for you. My diehard sport during this what would be considered whenever wrestling season is actually basketball. So I'm gonna let you fill me in a little bit. How did the team do? Because you have team scoring, correct? Yeah. So how did the team do at state? Where'd you guys finish?
Oh, at nationals?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, we got fifth as a team.
Okay.
And then and it's funny because we were tied up. Well, we were in sixth place against Iowa Western, and they had 3 in the finals and we had 2. And so I think that the going was if Iowa Western won 2 matches and we won 2 matches in the finals, then we were going to get 6. But Iowa Western only won 1 match. So it came down to me. So I just needed to win my match, and we would have got 5th. So I had to clutch it up there.
So you studded up.
Yeah, I had to suit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's what I like to hear right there. I like clutch. Now you're speaking all sports for me right now. Appreciate that. And did you have anything else before we go to the Rio's randoms?
Just touching on some other sports for everybody out there listening. Do you have a favorite NFL team, NBA team, or MLB team that you follow?
I like the Saints for football, and
Bounty Gate.
Don't really have a favorite NBA team, but I like Damian Lillard is my favorite player.
So. Okay, yeah. Dame time. Okay, I like it.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Well, as we move on, we're going into a next segment, and it's called Rio's Randoms. I've got some just kind of random questions that we're all going to answer here.
Okay.
And we'll just throw it out to you. It's nothing crazy, but just give us your best answer.
And even if they are a little crazy, just remember it's for a good time, all right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. You seem like a pretty laid-back cat, so I know you got this.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
It's time for Rio's Randoms.
Yes, indeed. Tonight's Rio's Randoms brought to you by Bo's Power Washing out of Belmont, Iowa. Make sure you hit him up at 641-903-1720. He'll do anything for you, clean your gutters, power wash your sidewalks, your garage,
lawn care, the whole works.
Anything that you can think of, he'll take care of it for you. Good guy. So make sure to hit him up. Tonight for Rio's Randoms, our first one. Describe your perfect vacation.
Would you like to go first? Our guest?
Yeah. Yep. Jose, go ahead and answer.
Let's see what you got first.
Perfect vacation.
I'd say I'd probably take a week and a half out in Dominican Republic.
Oh,
yeah.
Sir.
Hey, so we just had a friend return from there, and he said he enjoyed.
Oh,
yeah, he said he enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, I never been there, but that's where my family's from, so I would definitely want to go out there.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Cool, Jimmer. What do you got?
I'm gonna roll with. You know what? I'm not far off of what he's saying. So my perfect vacation, it kind of touches on one of your other previous Rio randoms, and that is going to be some version of an island and being on a beach and chilled and laid back, and like I want to be laying on a damn one of those layback couches, whatever the hell you want to call those things.
Okay.
And when I get up, I want to be stumbling because I didn't realize how drunk I was from the goddamn from the umbrella drinks that are endlessly coming, baby. That's
Right.
what I want, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you on the island thing. No schedule, no shit going on.
Yeah.
Just the island. Do whatever the hell you want. Sleep all day. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want. No
But
time
when you're
commitments.
but when you're awake, you're up on that beach laying
Yeah,
out, right?
100%.
Just
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
What do you got, Rio?
Those are pretty nice. I do like beach vacations and stuff like that. I'm going to go somewhere different. I want to take a week and go to, like, France and go.
You like ladies with armpit hair?
No, I don't. But I might see some. I want to take a trip of World War II battlefields in France
Okay.
and kind of do the history thing. I think
Hey,
that would be
I like the
awesome.
history thing, but why'd you have to turn it all like that? Like, you just made us. Of course, I want to see that stuff too. We said a perfect vacation.
I think that would be awesome.
That'd be a secondary great vacation, but it'd be perfect one is like you want to be like lounge around and people need to wheelchair you out from where you're fucking drinking and shit. Right, Jose?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's there.
Hey, we're popping champagne bottles over there on that trip. You know,
On that trip, yeah.
Endless champagne. All right, number 2. Would you rather play a football game in the snow or the rain?
Snow all day.
Snow,
Oh, what?
baby. Yep.
Yeah, so snow all day. And because of your answer right there, right? You're like, what? Not everyone's built for that. That means I'm going to smack somebody around, and I'm ready for that. I'm built for that, and I'm a heavy ass set kid, so I'm all right with that, right? But I do kind of like the thought of like the rain because the balls slip out and this that and the other. I get that, but I was a defensive guy. I'm going to smack somebody. What do you got, Jose?
Have y'all played in the rain before? Like
Yeah.
when y'all were in school? Yeah, I never played in the snow before, but I played in the rain. But I guess for the experience, I would say snow. But
You
I'm
are.
used to playing in the rain, so you know what I'm saying. So,
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You are 100% correct on that because rain, you just don't escape the rain. You're soaked. And it's an uncomfortable feeling. Your pants are wet. The whole works. So
Right. But yeah, I guess I would try the snow out. But I definitely would be wearing some like protective gear as far as like being warm. You know?
Oh, yeah.
For
Yep.
sure.
But yeah, I'll try the snow out.
What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, snow. I already. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
No,
Snow for sure.
I would go rain. I hate the snow and the cold. I don't know. I just think even if you come off to the sidelines right and the next hit is probably going to hurt because of the cold, right?
he also played cornerback, so that we understand why.
I'm just saying.
Late in his career, late in his career, also cornerback. So no, I'm ready to deliver the pain for guys that don't want to feel that pain.
Yeah.
All right. For my last one tonight, would you rather always lose a championship game or never make the playoffs? Any sport.
Always lose the championship game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would definitely be it. Yeah.
You're right. Like, yeah, like to me, that's, being there means something, like at least I was there. I was competitive enough. I got to that final thing, and maybe there was a slip up here and there where I messed up and I lost in the championship round, but I'd much rather have that than never compete in that. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
You don't have to worry about that though, right? Because you
Nah,
are
nah.
a champion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm there too. I'd rather make it and just know that I could at least make it there instead of never getting that feeling.
So
Right.
before I do, or you can do your exit. We're do his exit music first. Hold on.
Jimmer acts like he's never done this.
That might be my first radio.
And that is what I have tonight for Rio's Randoms. Make sure to hit up our guy Kevin Beauchart. He'll get you hooked up with anything you need.
He plays a perfect Cabana Boy too. I'm telling you, ladies. Perfect.
Perfect.
That being said, so real quick before we do let you off, because you've been a great interview. Tell me you've seen this Will Smith stuff, right? With Will Smith and Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you had. All right. So, my question to you is, there's no way that Will Smith was out of line, correct?
No, he wasn't out of line. I don't think so.
Now when it comes to your significant other.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she has like some kind of like disease or sickness, alopecia that like messes with her hair.
Yes.
He was Chris Rock was kind of pushing it when he made that joke. So yeah.
Yeah. Second part of that question, do you think it was fake? Because there's a lot of people going around thinking that it was fake and was staged.
I'd say like 25% of me thinks it was fake, but just because like if someone hit me like that, like I don't care where we are, like we're gonna have to
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you. The 25% is kind of hanging there, right? But
Yeah.
dude, I was going off a different route. I appreciate exactly what you just said. Like Chris Rock would have yeah. But my point is if you actually watch the video and you listen to it, the way and how loud that hit was, that was not a staged hit. That dude smacked. Yeah. He's lucky it was an open hand. He smacked the shit out of him like he so eloquently put it.
Yeah. Definitely.
And if y'all watch Everybody Hates Chris,
yeah,
you ever watched that show before?
Yeah.
Like that's like Chris Rock's life, and like the whole point of that show is that Chris isn't like he's not a fighter, like he doesn't fight people. You know what I'm saying? So I think if there's any truth to that, it kind of is shown right there because Chris Rock kind of just took it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
for
sure.
He kind of rolled over like he didn't fight back. So I guess maybe that show's accurate. I don't know.
I want to say it was more than truthful because the passion that was in Will Smith's voice when he was shouting, especially the second time he shouted up there. Right. Like you don't talk to my fucking wife. You keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And he shouted that shit the second time. It was the whole academy could hear that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
For
sure.
Before we let you go, I do have one thing I'd like for you to talk on real quick. Can you just chat about what this national title means to you and, anybody you'd like to thank who was part of your journey, help you get there, anything of that nature?
For sure. So growing up, like I ain't really have much, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like capping about it. Like I was homeless, I was in foster care, like I done, you know what I'm saying? I done seen it all, you know what I'm saying? I moved around a lot. And like for me, I feel like it's important that I won this because like I just want to show the kids who grew up like me, you know what I'm saying, there's hope.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like even if you start late in something, it's never too late to just stay, work hard, trust the process.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Go ahead.
My
I'm
bad.
sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh, and as far as like thanking people, obviously I'm gonna thank all my coaches, Basil, Kelly, Foss, the Berries. Y'all know the Berries, right? Tommy?
I don't. I know
I do.
Mr. Steve Kelly. I do know him. I watched your brother wrestle, you and I.
Did you say Tommy Berry?
Yeah, Tommy Berry.
Like Berry?
Yeah, and Don's his dad.
Yes, I do. I do know both of them very well, actually. I graduated in Tommy's class, I do believe, if it's the same guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's what he told me today. He said he went to high school with one of y'all. I didn't know who it was.
That was him. All right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know. Don is one hell of a man, too. Don Berry is one hell of a man, too. So, hell yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, I want to thank them, I want to thank Christian. Like, he pushed me in the room every day. I've been wrestling with Christian since I was 15, you know what I'm saying? So he showed me the ropes at a young age. He basically showed me how to, you know what I'm saying, be a badass on the mat. So I got to thank him too. All my teammates, all my wrestling partners and my foster parents. I don't know if they ever going to hear this, but, like they really put on for me. Like when I told them what I wanted to do with wrestling, they got it hooked up to the foster system. Like they got sponsors, they got people to pay for me to go to tournaments, pay for me to go to camps. They drove me around, and if it wasn't for them, I really wouldn't be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank them too, and all my I got so much people to thank, but all the people from my high school, like the parents and all them, they helped me too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't thank them enough either. I wouldn't be able to do it without them for sure.
Hey, you were talking to three right gentlemen that we did not start. We had, let's put it this way, none of us had a silver spoon in our mouth. That's for damn certain.
Right.
So like the scratch claw, all that, we're all about that business, especially, and we appreciate you coming on and sharing your story too.
Yeah,
For
definitely, Jose. Thanks a ton, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate y'all.
Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
the one other thing I want from you is just like we've asked some of our other ones. especially when you pick your next place you'd like to go. We'd like to have you on another time.
Oh, of course, man. Anytime.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Appreciate y'all, man.
episode will be out later this evening on all podcast platforms and YouTube as early as tomorrow. So you can share and anything like that you'd like.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on and have a good one.
No problem. Have a good one.
Thank you. That was so we've had some so far. Every interview that we've had has been pretty impressive, and I'm not trying to rank anyone because that isn't what I'm trying to do, but that was a pretty damn impressive one right there.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Yep.
Stand-up
that,
guy and
sir, was enjoyable.
It was.
definitely.
Well, let's get the rest of this shit going, Jimmer. What's up? What's going on out there? I know we've had some big games and things like that.
Oh, we have. I am gonna go ahead and pay up on a
Bum-ba-da-bum.
whiskey wager.
Warm-ish.
Warm-ish whiskey wager.
It cooled down, so
It cooled down a little bit, so it's still gonna taste like shit.
yeah.
With all due respect, unless they're gonna pay like thousands of dollars to their podcast. That's the greatest. I still can't lie. That's so bad.
What's that, Michael Scott? He's like, yeah, you can have Toby. He's the best, most. He's the worst. I can't
He's the
do
worst.
It.
Can't do it. Courtesy of Thug Life Cattle Company, brought to you by Luke Reesing.
What is this one for?
Which one is this? Is this the St. Peter's one?
No, this is Kansas beating Providence.
Kansas beat. That's right. Hung my hat on Providence. You guys, nobody else has to pay up anything?
Mm-mm.
No.
What? I thought we bet on 2.
No, that was it.
You guys like concur before?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that,
it was.
Jen?
It was me and him against you, so you got to take a second one. That's
Yeah,
right.
get out of here. Shots up. It gets worse and worse. All right. Whew. So we're going to go ahead and kick her off with the Lions will be the featured team in the 2022 training camp version of Hard Knocks. According to an announcement made Monday by HBO and NFL Films to league owners at their annual meeting. Based on NFL rules for ensuring cooperation with the show, the Lions were one of 3 teams that could not turn down an invite from the documentary series that follows NFL teams throughout training camp. The other 2 were the Panthers and Jets. Little tidbit for everybody listening, and more specifically to the man to my right. The Cowboys have been on the show the most with 3. Just ahead of the Bengals and Rams with 2 apiece.
Cool. I did watch it a couple years ago.
Interesting a little bit.
No, it makes sense.
Dan Campbell. You say no, it makes sense?
I thought you were talking about the Cowboys thing.
No.
No, it's not interesting at all. I don't give a fuck.
Not even Dan Campbell?
No, I don't.
Not even the NFC North?
No.
None of that intrigues you?
No.
Jeez.
I was going to ask you that. You said they're one of 3 teams that couldn't turn it down. Do you mean they literally couldn't have turned it down?
They could
Yeah,
not have.
could not
if
have.
they
Okay.
decided, because like everything, they have so many stipulations. I don't have that in front of me, so please don't ask. But there's so many stipulations that line up that I think
What are
it's.
those?
If I had to give you like a running stab at it, it's like within the last like 5 years or something like that, you couldn't have been a playoff team.
Yeah,
or
I'm just it's
all
okay.
kinds of
It's
stuff
all
like
good.
that. So they meet every one of those standards. So there's like 3. There was 3 teams that couldn't. The NFL had chosen never mind, that's for a different part, which we will. But they're one of 3. So that's what it ended up being. I'm kind of intrigued a little bit. Dan Campbell, see if that little psychoness, and they were hanging around last year, right? I mean,
they're battling for sure.
they're battling
Yeah.
every game.
Yeah, they should have beat the Ravens.
I'm curious, if I want to give you one thing, I'm curious to see if that energy that he brings is tolerable for a second year. If
Yeah.
anything, I want to see if he can keep the room after one. Like, yeah, you can do that rah shit for a season. Let's see if you actually keep their attention for a second season and build off of what you did the previous year.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, the NFL has chosen Detroit also over Green Bay and Washington, D.C. to host the 2024 NFL Draft. You want me to say it? It's a fucking shithole. You literally could park this anywhere else.
Tough.
It'll be nice for the 5 miles, and after that, it just gets really bad.
God.
And
They could have picked Baltimore, and that's a shithole.
Yeah, Baltimore's rough too. Detroit, probably worse though, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've never had it there, right?
Right.
In Detroit.
Right.
Kind of like, I feel like there were some better years you could have had it there.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Of those three, which one would you have chosen? I assume we're all going to pick the same one. Washington, D.C., Green Bay, or Detroit?
Green Bay.
Yep. Unanimous. Mike Tomlin. Convinced that you can use Brian Flores on your staff and is enthused to add the Steelers' new assistant coach. Senior defensive assistant and linebacker coach is his title, but there's help that he's going to help us and me in particular with. Tomlin said, I love sharpening my sword on his and gaining a perspective that his experiences provide that wise counsel. Tomlin expressed pride in the Steelers organization Sunday, praising team owner and president Art Rooney II for hiring Flores despite his pending lawsuit against the league. To have an opportunity to impact the game in a positive way, to impact society in a positive way, it's continually an honor to be a part of something that the Rooney family started and led for a long time before my existence here, Tomlin said.
Cool. I think he'll be good for him, so, yeah.
Yeah, good for Pittsburgh for sure.
Got him for the cheap.
Very
Oh,
cheap.
yeah, very cheap.
Got him for the cheap. You got an ex-head coach that wasn't worthy of losing his job.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay him true assistant coach money, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep, agreed, man.
The New York Giants co-owner. We'll keep with the Brian Flores. New York Giants co-owner John Mara says he's not settling Brian Flores' lawsuit and calls allegations of sham interview to be false. Additionally, Mara said the organization had no contact with Patriots coach Bill Belichick, whom Flores alleged in the lawsuit texted him he would not be getting the job before he was even interviewed. 2 additional plaintiffs will also join former Dolphins head coach Brian Flores' lawsuit. A lot to unbundle there.
Yeah. You know what this is ultimately going to make happen, I think, is either taped, recorded of some version of interviews. Now. Regardless of if it's true or not, I think this is what's going to become of this is teams are going to start putting, hey, we're going to have to record this or we're going to have to video record this or something to protect ourselves from something like this. And also, it'd be for the other person as well getting the interview. So I don't know if that's particularly what they wanted, but this is, I think, what's going to become of this.
First off, I'll go ahead and ask you the obvious one. They had no contact, nobody, because he said in the organization, by the way.
Yeah.
They had no contact with Bill Belichick.
Yeah, you can't.
Or did Bill Belichick really just stir the pot like that?
Which I wouldn't put it past him either.
Right. Which one are you leaning towards? Because I'm actually with you. Like it isn't like I wouldn't see Belichick doing something like that. Which way are you leaning?
That he found out that Brian was getting hired, but wrong Brian. Whoops.
Through somebody through the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we listen to all these breaking
Because he's also a GM too. A lot of people forget.
Right.
Coach Belichick is also the GM of the Patriots.
Right.
So this isn't just a coach catching word down the line. You're a GM also. So go ahead.
Yeah, we always hear all these reports come out, right, on ESPN, and an unidentified person connected or inside the so-and-so organization come forward but can't be identified.
Nobody can shut their mouth.
Said yada, 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 right? Yeah, exactly. And that's what it comes down to. Somebody heard, I'm sure, probably got out, and eventually ran to Bill Belichick and told him. So I can see that happening as well, for sure.
So we're all leaning towards John Mara is full of shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just I feel like it's impossible as an owner to be
like you shouldn't say that.
Nobody in the
Right.
organization. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even
because
say
they
that.
told you.
Right.
The mail person might have been walking by that delivers the
Right.
mail inside the office. Like, come on. Like, I'm not. Don't say that because you can't. You don't have 100% reps. Nobody does on a big ass organization
Right.
throughout every team. You don't have reps on that. Don't say that.
Even the Cowboys. That's why they had to give up Amari Cooper for peanuts, right?
Right.
'Cause somebody let that shit out. So
For sure.
Yeah. We'll build a little more into that because I told you about the diversity group the NFL created. All 32 NFL teams will hire a minority offensive assistant coach for the 2022 season. Part of a series of policy enhancements announced Monday to address the league's ongoing diversity efforts. The coach can be a female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority, according to the policy adopted by NFL owners during their annual meeting, and will be paid from a league-wide fund.
I'm gonna say it right away, and you can hate me if you want to. How's that not racially biased the other way? I think we've all been on board.
Okay.
It-
Hold on,
who-
hold on, real quick, before you keep going. You're not white, right?
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But I think we're all kind of been on board for this. We don't care who gets a job, male,
Yes.
female, black, white, Asian, doesn't matter, Spanish. If you are the right person for the job, get the job. Now we're just forcing in people of color, minorities, and that's not right. I'm sorry. It should be whoever is right for the job.
Yeah.
If they're African American and female and they're right for the job, hire them. No, I would have no problem with it. Sure you won't. Sure you won't. don't know.
So I agree with you 1,000%. The one little niche I will have is that how you invoke change is something like this.
And I do get that. Yeah.
So, like, I'm on board with it because this is how you actually maybe – because I think we're all under ingredients of the – we don't believe a majority of NFL owners are like that. I think they literally pick the guy that they believe can lead them to a Super Bowl or lead them to success, right? Mm-hmm. I believe that in my heart of hearts, and I could be delusional towards it, naive, the whole works. But I believe most coaches want, or most owners want to have that in their system anyway. They want to win. They don't care about skin color. They don't care about your sex, anything like that, right? But for the 2 or 3 that there probably are, we'd be naive, 100% naive, if we didn't know that, if we didn't think at least 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, I could see there definitely being some
You
people
know,
that won't hire people in minority. I could understand that.
Yeah, but how you completely reverse that is something like this. So initially, it's going against what we believe. What we believe, unless Danny wants to pipe in and say something different, what we believe is that the best person, regardless, like what you're saying, gets the job. Now, how you actually should get the job.
Yep.
Should get the job.
Right.
Now, how you actually make them see those few that may be punishing everybody is something like this. Because I think the one we're fans of, and I'm not saying Jerry Jones isn't, because I don't know that. But what I know is we are fans of a team that we know is all about diversity. Now, that being said, they wanted Kevin O'Connell. Mm-hmm. They believe he is the next best thing, right? I believe in my heart of hearts they chose the guy that they believe is the best to do that.
Yeah.
They also hired a GM that's black. Because they believe he's the best man or person.
Yeah, and I like him.
For the job.
I listened to his press conference or whatever, and because one of y'all idiots follow the Viking stuff. So,
Yeah.
But on our social media pages.
Yeah,
but I
it's
did
good for your
listen
soul.
to it. And, man, I like him. I liked his message, and I think he's the right person for the job.
Absolutely. So that's
the end of statement.
Exactly what you're saying. You believe that he is the right person for the job, not because of any part of his skin tone or anything like that. I believe Kevin O'Connell is the right guy for the job. I listened to his press conference. I do believe they are. And they should, and I believe my ownership as a Vikings fan bases it off of that. They don't base it off of race. They don't base it off of...
Yeah.
Now, hopefully they bring us what you're smirking at, a Super Bowl at some point, so that we can sit here and stop listening to shit like that. But, Danny, I know you're over there churning.
Sure.
What do you got, big guy?
It doesn't, like, you can make all the changes down here that you want to make and say, yeah, we're doing what's good. You're not going to be able to see what's actually going on unless you have somebody at the ownership level that's whether you want to call a woman, person of color, whatever the case is, right? They still don't. And they don't want people to look at that. That's why they're, okay, we'll get this shit taken care of down here, right? So if you wanted, I don't agree with what you're saying. You don't force the change like that because it's not a real change at all. So I get where you're going, but I don't agree with that. I don't know what the best solution is right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But if you're going to force something, you kick Schneider out and you put somebody that's deserving, that has the funds, that can take care of it and give them an ownership position versus whatever. Because then you have true insider shit of how people are thinking, what the league actually is, and you can actually figure out what's going on.
So
versus
that's
piddly shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying I disagree with you. What I am saying, though, is that you already had that in the NBA. And you had one of the most racial things you ever heard in your life in Donald Sterling, and Michael Jordan was the owner. So having an owner doesn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, I think Rio has touched on this many times, the rich protecting the rich, right? So they may see half-ass. They may see Jordan as a black person. But at the end of the day, he's also a billionaire. So they're just seeing him in a little bit different light than they see an African American, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My point is you have to do. I don't know what the route is. I'll give you that 1,000%. I don't know what should be done, but they're trying something. Unfortunately, it's technically being forced because of a lawsuit. They should have been doing something like that before that.
Yeah.
Because they keep saying the reason why this is, right? Because they claim that nobody wants to go with the African American or black coaches because a high majority, and it is a good stat, a high majority of them are defensive coordinators.
Oh yeah, I did.
If you ever go back and look at that, there's not very many black offensive coordinators. This is why this rule, it says offensive assistant. So I'm with you. I don't know if it's exactly what you need to do, but it's something, I guess. I want the best person to get hired, but how you do that is this step right here. Like, kind of kick that shit out of their ass. You need to catch someone on a video recording, like what you did with Donald Sterling, like I already so eloquently put it. That's how, because who's going to give up ownership to their team just to give up ownership to their team to somebody of African?
Yeah. And I don't think it'd be right just to,
or
unless somebody's being like what Sterling was doing or whatever, to take one away is not right.
Yeah.
Unless you have absolute proof of something negligent.
That's why I said Schneider.
Whatever.
That's why.
So,
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I think everyone at this table is with you on Schneider.
Right.
Yes.
I'm saying you just can't take somebody's way
I
and be
agree.
like, let's give it to somebody
get you,
else.
For sure. Yeah.
Why didn't when the Carolina Panthers? Let me give you a little sidebar, comboed with this. When the Carolina Panthers were up for sale, why didn't one billionaire Michael Jordan buy them up too?
He's not that much of a billionaire, though. That's the problem.
He's enough over a billionaire, and I'm pretty sure he can get a couple investors
to
back
say,
in with
You would
him.
have to get the red investors. Yeah.
I was going to say people partnering up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just curious because I'm not saying there's a ridiculous amount because there isn't, but there are a few ethnic billionaires, but they don't ever go buy these either. Like, show me where something is there that they are literally refusing this guy's offer.
Yeah. I think it's right. We're all stumped on the question of how do you get minorities into those kind of levels, seats, whatever you want to call it, positions, without just blatantly giving them a spot just because they are of ethnic color or a female, whatever. And, maybe it's you start up programs that funnels the people there instead of just giving them some, okay, you're going to be managing this part of the team, and if you're doing well, you just keep
because
on working your way
because
up.
you're not
I
wrong.
don't know.
Because you're not wrong at the end of the day with your original statement, and that is, how is that not reverse racism the other way? It's like, so somebody that's worked their way up, done their due diligence. They didn't have somebody feeding them or someone that attached their job to their hip and walk them up. They actually work their ass off, and they don't get that shot because you instill something like that, and that job got taken, the opportunity got taken away from you. Don't know if you would have been better or not, but it got taken away from you because we have to hire somebody.
Yeah,
like
and we can. It could be somebody who is truly the right person for the job,
Yeah.
who is of color or a female, but something like this gets pushed ahead of them, and the person that's been working their way up, who might be an African American or minority of some sort, gets missed out because of something like this. So it can go the other way too. I mean,
Yeah, it can go every which way. So, like, making stipulations. But I do believe that you need to do kind of something to center those few.
I think something has to be done. I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know
if
if
this
this
is
is it.
right. I don't know if this is it either, but I do agree something probably had to be done.
You know what? It also helps that we're never wrong.
Just sometimes misinformed.
Yeah, sometimes. Keeping with the NFL. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones asked judge to dismiss paternity lawsuit and alleges extortion attempts. Kind of touching on what Rio was flirting with.
Yeah, I mean, I get the extortion attempt side of it for sure. Especially since they already took the money, right?
Yes.
So
It was annually paid.
right.
Or it was paid
And
to a
now,
bank
now it
account,
just basically comes out that they want more, and which you could say
Not they.
the daughter.
The daughter.
The daughter
Yep.
wants something else because she was getting paid too.
She wants him to simply acknowledge her as her daughter. That's what she claims.
Right, and then would put her into of getting part of the
Yeah.
which
The Jerry
you know,
Jones estate.
like you said, females are a
little bit
different and more sentimental. So maybe, but I understand where he's coming from too as well on that aspect of the lawsuit for extortion. Now, is it right? I'm not one to say, but
It's tough, man. Should have kept it in your pants. Now you
yeah,
gotta
oh
deal
yeah,
with
absolutely,
consequences.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're all in agreement that this definitely happened, though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, oh yeah, yep.
And it's not the mom. Like, he made that agreement with the mom, right? Not
Yeah.
the daughter. So
Yeah, and she was a youngin' at that point. So the extortion part. Well, not the extortion part, the whole part of this. Just the only thing I have to say about this particular statement is this is part of the process, people. It's like if somebody goes out and everybody all but knows that someone goes and breaks a crime or breaks a law, commits a crime. And that is, you go through legal proceedings. This is literally the next step in that proceeding. It is saying that it's not true. We're trying to get you to kick it out. Blah, 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 blah. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it as that for right now. We all know that obviously that is his. And I'm going to ride with, I am going to plant my foot on females are a different breed when it comes to this, and they're highly emotional. It means that's not a bad thing. That means that they are. She's asking for him to say, "Hey, I'm your daughter."
Yeah.
Maybe it's all it'll take. We don't know. Yeah, there's billions involved. I get it, but maybe there isn't, or there is.
either way, it's your kid, man.
It's still your kid at the end of the day.
So
Why should it
whatever
even
that
matter?
means,
Yeah.
whatever that
I'm
means.
with you. Like, if you found out one of your one night stands came back, right, and told you from how many ever years ago, Danny, you're right in the same ballpark of the age that I am. Like, I'm talking like when you first laid up with a lady, right? You come to find out this kid pops up. Are you gonna disown it completely?
No, it's just like, fuck. All right. I fucked
Yeah,
up.
I have some catch up time now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. I have some catch up time. Hey, try to explain to my wife, like, hey, this wasn't planned or anything. Like,
Yeah.
I was a teenager, whatever the scenario, and
Right.
we try to roll with it. What about you, Rio?
Yeah, probably. I mean, right there as well. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You know, you have plenty of little college and high school crazies and shit like that. Like one random accidentally. Prove it is first. Prove it is
yeah.
first.
The
Prove
Ziploc
it.
baggie broke.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, because the sandwich
My
baggie didn't
sandwich
hold
bag
up.
broke. And,
Yeah. Because your buddy went with Ziploc. You went with
right.
Dollar General brand.
DG, man. Never trust a DG Ziploc baggie.
Right. Jerry Jones like, shit. Let's see what
We should
got.
patent that. Tips and tricks.
Gentlemen, I already took a shot for it. Your final 4 teams are set. Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Nova have claimed 7 of the last 14 national championships since the 2007-2008 season. Some of the original True Bloods, right? Nova, a little, whatever. But you know what I'm getting at.
Yep.
We're in for a powerhouse matchup in the title game, no matter who wins or who loses in the national semifinals on Saturday. And Coach K's final season, Duke and North Carolina will meet for the first time in NCAA tournament history, weeks after UNC spoiled Coach K's final regular season game at Cameron Indoor.
That's an interesting stat. I didn't know they've never played in the tourney.
Never played in the tourney.
Okay.
10 years ago, Kansas lost to Kentucky in the national championship in New Orleans, where this was being played. Bill Self hopes to have more luck in the same building this time around. And Jay Wright will chase his 3rd Natty championship in 6 years.
Is he the GOAT if he wins?
No. But damn, that's one hell of a stretch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he'll be pretty damn close. He'll be in the conversation. I wouldn't be offended by the conversation, but
yeah.
That definitely rolls right up Matt Hiscock's, our guy's favorite team right there. Nova.
Yep. Nova.
What are we thinking?
Well, they're going to get let down. Kansas is going to win that game. And I think UNC does it again.
Ooh.
I think UNC has their number.
Whiskey wager right now because I'm going to go ahead and say Duke.
Okay.
Duke. I'm not calling score. Just
Yep,
me and you believe
I'm
about
with-
the rivalry.
I'm with Duke, too, just because they're playing for K at this
So
point.
he wants them too.
Yeah.
Yep. Whiskey wager. Warm whiskey wager on the line. Duke versus North Carolina.
Hold on. There's more games. Maybe we can make this a bigger one, right?
Well, we'll make it bigger.
So we got Nova and Kansas. Who you got on that side?
Kansas. And the reason why, let me tie this in right here, okay? Nova junior guard Justin Moore suffered a torn Achilles and will undergo surgery this week that will put him out indefinitely. Moore suffered the injury in the final minute of Saturday's Elite 8 win over Houston.
Yeah, I did see that. That's such a big deal.
It is.
That is fucking key. So I wanted to be contrarian, but I forgot. I saw that come across. I can't do it. I got to say Kansas.
I got to ride with Kansas on this one. I think it's going to be Kansas-Duke. That being said, it's going to be an interesting final regardless. All 4 of these teams, UNC is on fire, right?
Yep.
This is the program that they're built to be, their history.
Yep.
Duke is – I don't think there's anyone steps in front of Duke. I think everything's been an exhale ever since that Michigan State one. I think it's – and what I mean is the pressure was on. They had that timeout, and then all of a sudden – and ever since then they've been – I'm not saying games haven't been tight. That isn't what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is, like, they built, they learned, they grew, and everything kind of just stepped over that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that North Carolina, I would not be surprised if they end up beating Duke again because they've been playing great ball back since they beat Duke, right, in the tournament.
Yeah. Took out the number 1 seed Baylor, defending national champions.
They
were blowing them out. They did let them crawl back in it, but then they put a stamp on it in overtime.
Bro, they have nothing to lose either. So when I ride with the Duke part, it isn't like I'm a little shaky. I'm not a little shaky. First off, it's a rivalry, but secondly, it's they literally have nothing to lose in this. All the pressure is on Duke.
Yeah.
You know, you're the number 1 seed. You're the right. Are they a 2? I can't remember.
They would have been a number 2 because they beat if they're meeting. Oh wait, no, that's from either side. So yeah, they could be 1.
Okay, and this is where we could be mistaken. But either way, 1 or 2, regardless, they have all the pressure. Coach K's final one. You lost to UNC already at Cameron Indoor for the final game of the regular season. of the tournament. Final game at Cameron Indoor. And to top it off, nobody was expecting UNC to do what they've done, right? They started off really slow in the regular season.
Yep.
They started turning it on, and they ran that all the way through the ACC tournament up to this point. They have no pressure on them.
Right.
Is this not Herbert Davis's first season for UNC?
Yeah, very first.
Yeah.
Well, he's been assistant for 8 years.
Right, but
so-
I'm talking about purely head coach.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a different ballgame. They have no pressure on them. They have as minimal as you can get, or as minimal as you can get in a Final Four, is what I should say.
Yeah.
You've already exceeded expectations, so I'm still going to ride with Duke. I think everyone's grown to that fact, as in like the players and stuff. Everyone's grown up to that. So, what'd you look up?
Yeah, my only logic for Duke is they seem to be coming up clutch at the right times for Coach K, and I think that's why I'm betting on this. I think that's going to come in huge against North Carolina. Otherwise, I would have no reason to bet for Duke. North Carolina's playing great, dude.
Yeah, Duke is a 2 seed.
Did you
They
guys
are
see?
too. That's
So
what I was
they are
trying to
too.
find, yeah.
So Banchero, did you guys see this?
Yeah.
He called Coach K, like in a press conference, called Coach K the GOAT. Coach K told him, "Shut up." He's
Yeah,
like,
I
"Just
saw
stop, just stop right now." But I've heard many of his interviews so far, and Coach K is very excited and humbled. Seems like we're not, and I could be, maybe I'm speaking out of turn for you guys, but we're not really Duke fans. I'm a Mike Krzyzewski fan. That sounds really weird because I don't like Duke all at the same time. I understand that sounds weird, and I get that. But it seems like Coach K seems like he's always done it right. Maybe some story will come out like tomorrow. We'll find out. The last 15 years of his thing will be different, but up to this point, it seems like he's always done it right. He always commands respect and has respect from NBA players whenever he goes to do the USA basketball.
Yeah, yep.
So that means a lot to me too, like knowing that you can go different levels and they had that same type of respect.
Yep.
Coach. Peacock's coach, Shaheen Holloway, is considered the prohibitive favorite for the open job at Seton Hall. No other candidates have been publicly identified in the search, and it's an industry-wide expectation that Holloway will be the coach at his alma mater in the next week. When asked about the Seton Hall job in his news conference, Holloway brushed it aside, saying, "I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about those 15 young men whose hearts are broken and really down. It's my job as their leader to cheer them up and make sure they understand what they did the last 2 weeks. And like I said, we're going to walk out of here the same way we walked in, with our head up. St. Peter's became the first 15 seed in NCAA tournament history to reach Elite Eight."
Yeah, they went through a gauntlet to get where they went. To get beat up. But it'd be so hard, man. You're under talent. You just don't have the matchup, right, against any of these teams at this point. You've won, 3 of the games? Like, one of them you could see a toss-up because was it who did they beat? It wasn't Providence, right? Who was the team? They'd won 21 straight. They weren't a big-name school that they beat.
Murray State.
Murray State, right? So that one, you're like, okay. But beating Kentucky, beating Purdue
and 21, like you just said, 21 game winning streak from Murray State. This isn't a slapdick accident.
Yeah, you were playing up, right, for all those games. It's tough to play up for that long. So awesome story though. 15 seed, never happened before. And old boy, actually, when he played for Seton Hall, that was the last Jersey team to get that far in the tournament too. Was his season? I think he was a point guard there, right?
Yep.
It was his season there. So the last team from Jersey, and now St. Peter's did it. So
I like it.
Pretty cool.
I like that. Good. You got anything magical about that?
No, that's an awesome story.
We're gonna touch on your favorite state of all time.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma
I'm
State.
Throw up in my mouth.
We're gonna do some quick hitters in some of Jimmer's quick hitters in the NCAA. Oklahoma State Cowboys reward football coach Mike Gundy with $1 million salary bump to $7.5 million per year. I'm not going to say it. Well worth it.
Yeah.
Yep. Did a really good job last year. What within a game of going to the college football playoff, perhaps.
They kind of just keep laying under the radar, right? No one ever talks about them, and then it seems like they're either hanging in there or a decent ass bowl game they get to. So yeah.
Didn't Ohio State pluck some? They pluck their defensive coordinator?
Defensive or offensive, one of the two. Yeah,
I think it was a defensive coordinator,
Okay.
right? So that'll be interesting to see how that works out next year. But
Yeah, because if it was defense, because they were playing really well on defense for a
Yes.
Big 12 school.
yeah.
yeah, nationwide, not just Big 12. It's pretty rare that Big 12 hangs in there, but yeah, absolutely. The Pittsburgh Panthers extend football coach Pat Narduzzi through the 2030 season after winning ACC championship. Smart move.
I don't know, man. You're probably balling out. Kenny Pickett, lose your passing game coordinator.
Yes, goes to Nebraska, correct?
He went to Texas.
They lost somebody in Nebraska. Was that their offensive coordinator?
Maybe.
I think it was their offensive coordinator, right?
Could have been
One
their
of them
offensive
went to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yep. Your passing coordinator, I believe, went to Texas, or wide receivers coach maybe. So you're losing a lot of that offense, and not a great deal for them. So I don't know about extending them out that far myself.
Good.
See what you have. You got Kenny Pickett, could be a first-round draft pick. You lost a lot there. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the right move.
I don't know about that either. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Going back to that, so it was Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator from Oklahoma State.
Okay.
In
Went up
Oklahoma
there.
State, actually, I didn't know they ranked number 3 in total yards per game. So, that's going to be tough.
We'll see.
That's going to be tough.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. USC assistant football coach Dave Nickel died Friday at the age of 45, the school said. USC did not release a cause of death, but a source said that Nickel had cancer. Nickel was hired on Lincoln Riley's new staff at USC as the associate head coach for offense and inside wide receivers coach.
Prayers up, man. That's a tough loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right up your alley right here, UFC superstar Nate Diaz has publicly requested a release from his exclusive contract with the promotion. Diaz issued the request on social media on Saturday. He tagged the accounts of the UFC and UFC president Dana White. He also included a tag aimed at Hunter Campbell, the UFC's chief business officer. I would like to request to be released from the UFC, Diaz wrote on Twitter. I apologize for asking online, but you don't give me a fight ASAP. I've got shit to do. He did not write, well, they didn't have it as shit, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Diaz's latest tweet comes 3 days after he wrote on social media, been trying to fight for 7 months.
Yeah, I believe he only has like one fight left on his deal, too.
Yeah.
Yes, you are 100%
So
correct.
why not just give him a fight and get him the hell on with it, unless
Can I give you the answer?
they're waiting on Connor.
Exactly.
Go one more fight, try to sell, get what they can, and then let him go.
I don't think Diaz gives a shit about that, though.
He doesn't know.
Probably not, but
No.
if you're the UFC, you probably do. And while we're on UFC, I went 2-2 on my UFC Fight Night picks.
I see your Curtis Blades kind of fell a little short.
Yep. Curtis Blades knocked Dawkins out. And Joanne Calderwood, lost to Grasso by submission. But Barberina beat Matt Brown. And Cara France beat Askarov at plus 310. I made like $80 off that fight. And then the Latifi fight did not go on. For some reason, he had to pull out of it after weigh-ins.
Yeah, I didn't see all those. I just saw Curtis Blade fucked old boy up.
Yeah.
Man.
Actually kind of reversal of what you were predicting, too. So he knocked him out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the Nate one, what I want to touch was purely, this is the UFC trying to hold on. In my belief, and I could be 100% wrong or misinformed, is that they're holding on for that
Connor fight.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, once they try to break it to Connor, like, hey, bro, we're not giving you a title shot right out of the gate.
Yeah, how about this? Make some money, fight
Make
Diaz.
some money, build
We'll
your
go
thing
if you
up.
beat them, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, then we have something to build off of, right?
Yep.
Money for you, money for us. We're all happy. Blah blah blah. Evidently, they haven't shared that not so well kept secret with Nate Diaz, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Which is too bad because that's her guy, right? You gonna let it keep going?
No, that is not.
Albert Pujols is signing a 1-year, $2.5 million deal with St. Louis Cardinals. This is it for me. The 42-year-old Pujols said Monday, "This is my last run."
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool going back to his team. It's a big time for him, I think.
Yeah, it's big time. I think it's I think the fans like it, and maybe that gives a little hint that like they're not worried about the steroid accusations and stuff like that too. So that's good.
The only thing I have to like, so this is an awesome story and everything, especially last year. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason why he took this deal. First thing I thought of as a fanboy of the Twins was you can afford $2.6 million for DH because that's where he is in his career. I'm okay with, like, you're telling me you kind of paid him even $3 million or whatever it needs to do.
Yeah, I think he's just going home, play one last season, retire.
That's where I started coming to. I was like, maybe it was 100%. Maybe he was offered more, but he's like, no, I'm returning here and I get to do DH.
Yep.
And hang her up as a Cardinal, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Not a one-day contract, just we're going to do one last bang in the actual season.
Yep.
The queen of basketball was Shaquille O'Neal and Stephen Curry among the executive producers and top promoters of the 22-minute film, won the Academy Award for the short subject documentary on Sunday. It comes about 2 months after the death of Harris, who scored the first basket in Olympic women's basketball history and was the first woman officially drafted by an NBA team.
Very interesting and good for it. I haven't watched it or seen it, but that's cool.
Yeah, badass. Pretty cool.
LeBron James turns his ankle, putting his availability in question with the Lakers during their crucial stretch. I see that him and Anthony Davis are both doubtful for their next game.
Yeah, definitely not what they needed to make that push into the playoffs. I think we talked about it, though. We don't think, even if they do get in, they're not going to be much of a threat.
No. It would take magic at this point, right? Like something that they knew all along that we didn't, and they were like touring around, something for his legacy, something weird like that.
Yeah.
They would have needed to make a push and try to get like the 7 seed or something, or 8, because if you're going to end up getting stuck, if you happen to win, potentially you're going to play Phoenix and you're going to lose no matter what. Like Golden State's not what we thought they would be so far. Memphis is beatable, right? I mean, in the West, it's way more open, I think. So if they could have got past that, but if worst or best case, I guess for them, they end up playing Phoenix, it doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter, Danny?
Because Phoenix is going to fuck them up. Phoenix is
Why?
a good team.
Why?
That's it.
Why are they a good team?
Yeah. Who leads that?
Well, Devin Booker's a fucking stud, man.
Is that what's going on?
Well, you ain't
That's
wrong there.
You're
But
not
yeah.
wrong there,
Yeah,
but
Devin
did they
Booker-
have another player by the name of
They've got some
point
they've
guard?
got some bigs too that can.
Oh,
damage.
jeez.
CP3 lifted some weights. He put on some mass. So.
Yeah.
Who is that?
CP3, baby.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, who the fuck is that guy? This guy. Damn.
What a hater.
What a hater. I'm with you. I believe that the West is more wide open than it ever has been. Outside of, we maybe, if I remember correctly, we thought it was a 2-horse race. we thought the Suns and the Warriors. The Warriors are looking like untouchable there, like a little flashback, and then they came crashing back down to reality, right?
Yeah, I think I saw they're 13 games out from Phoenix. That's insane.
That's insane when they were like balling together. Like they overtook them early on in the season after like 23 games or something like that. Draymond says his game is garbage right now, and maybe I'll turn around. I get that. I don't think, like we're saying, I think all for naught. The Lakers, in a way, I wish they would just save my man's career right now. Like, he says he wants to play how many more years, so he plays with his son. It's not going to happen under this current. He's still leading, by the way, touching on what you said the last episode, that he's leading the league in scoring.
Yeah.
At his ripe old age, right? That also comes with the minutes. He's not doing that in a 25-minute span.
Yeah, he's not as efficient as he used to be either. He chucks up a lot more threes, and
I think both of us agree with this. He has to, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason, shit isn't meshing, so he needs to drop that. Little context: he had 25 points in the first half the other night against the Pelicans. Ridiculous number in the first half. Ended up with 38
Was that
or
the night
39.
he got hurt?
Yeah, he got banged up.
Yeah, he had 6 threes in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He was... Yeah, so I think he ended up with like 38, something like that. And they ended up blowing like a 20-plus point lead. 23-point, I want to say. 23-point lead.
Jeez.
To the Pelicans. The Pelicans.
Yeah, that's gross.
I don't know if you guys haven't been watching our podcast. You need to. Pelicans do not have Zion Williamson, so it isn't like they're fully staffed either, right?
Yeah.
Pelicans, right now, they overtook the Lakers, too, for seeding. So it's like, who? The Pelicans? Really?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing?
The Pelicans. Yeah, just insane. Brittany Griner meets with U.S. officials for the first time since Russian detainment started in February. A U.S. consular official was able to verify that she is doing well as can be expected. U.S. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said Wednesday, "We'll continue to work closely with her legal team and her border network."
Yeah, made a bad choice. Now here and at a really bad time. So hopefully she can return to the United States safe. But ultimately, what was our episode called? Actions and Consequences the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of what this is about right now.
Yeah.
True that, but I'm 100% patriotic and fuck that shit. I think this is still being soft. Like, you release them or we're going to rain hell on you. Because we're talking about a goddamn vape pen. Maybe you guys don't like what I'm saying. I understand that, but I really don't care. Like, this is an American citizen. She had a damn vape pen that had some marijuana, whatever the hell it is, THC, whatever it doesn't matter. You're detaining her for that? Get the hell out of here. Seriously, you spend less time in jail anywhere throughout the United States. Maybe Russia's a little different. For a lot less.
Yeah, I mean, she could, the way they were saying was she could end up doing 5 years in a prison camp.
Russian work camp, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that shit. You send her anywhere other than home, we send a nuke up your ass. And then and then in that case, everyone wins because Ukraine won't be getting bombed, will they? But I don't know if we had
I don't know if Brittany Griner, listen, prayers up. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's worth World War III, though.
Don't care.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put that out there.
Any citizen. That's what I said. I said any citizen. You are an American citizen because it's, believe it or not, in all this, it's not just her either. It's like two other, they're getting charged for what? 2 other male conspirators of, I don't know what it is, like spying and all that shit. I have no idea, but I'm talking about U.S. citizen. You return them, We'll pay whatever we got to pay, fine-wise. Whatever we got to pay. If not, you are literally rolling the dice. That's my attitude. You're rolling the dice with me having an itchy trigger finger. And I'll wipe you off the map.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's irresponsible. I get it.
Same thing happened. I mean, Lonzo Ball and them, right? They stole some shit and they got held. You know, it's same kind of deal. I think you go over there, you don't do the shit that'll get you locked up.
But it's a very gray area in some of those. You know what I mean? Like this one was like maybe she didn't know that. I don't know if she did or didn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're going somewhere like that. We're talking about a little vape pen. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're detaining her into another country for over something that simple. Hey, you know what, baby girl? You're ban her from the league because remember she plays in the Russian league in the offseason. Ban her from that. Make her pay a ridiculous ass fine. I don't care what it is. If she don't pay the fine, then maybe we'll talk. But other than that, come on. That's what we're talking about. That definitely isn't worth it.
Yeah.
The Washington Mystics star Elena Deladon has been appointed a co-chair of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, the White House announced Wednesday. Deladon played collegiately at Delaware and is a native of the state. Joe Biden is a former senator from Delaware and attended games at his alma mater when Deladon was competing there.
Okay.
Nothing, Danny?
Nope.
A lot of people may not realize that right over here to my far right is Danny G. I know he looks like an imposter. He's missing a lot of fur around the face.
That's true.
That's true.
The coochie tickler is what I like to call.
Coochie tickler.
And it's gone.
It's known by many names.
Can you let everybody know? You told us. Can you let everyone know why you bicked it all off?
Yeah, I mean, I was in the bathroom trimming the beard down, and my wife comes in and says something. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna shave?" I'm like, "Yeah, I already started." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." And I'm like, "All right, well then it's all going off."
It's on.
I shaved the whole damn thing. She
That's funny.
And everybody gets punished because his wonderful wife did not notice.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yep, that's the way it goes.
But hey, I appreciate it. I'm with you. Like, hey, you know what? You don't pay attention to stuff because God forbid we forget the one streak in their hair when they go get their hair did.
Yeah.
Right?
You.
You didn't notice? Shit,
And when I always get questioned like, "Oh, how do I look?" "Oh, yeah, you lost some weight. Great, perfect." You can't go wrong. She's like, "Yeah, you know."
Oh, there you go. I like it.
It's a home run hit, no matter what.
What if she actually fired it back? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I've gained 10 pounds.
Didn't notice, baby girl.
It's all in your tits.
It's all in those boobies.
Heck yeah.
In them cheekies. And my last one. Sharif O'Neal is entering the transfer portal after spending 1 year at his dad's alma mater, LSU. By the way, do you already know this? This is his second time doing it.
What?
He was at USC, remember? He had his heart. He had his heart condition though.
That's right. Yeah.
So that one was a little more self-explanatory, I guess. You know, in the return to dad's alma mater. But now his second turn.
Yeah.
I'm only bringing it up, obviously, because of his last name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I think that's the only reason why it was news in the first place.
Right.
Yo, thanks, Pops. You would look good in the Iowa uniform, though. I appreciate you. You're one of the greatest of all time. You can come to the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find you a nil deal.
All right. There's got to be some rich Iowa farmer for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You can have all this corn.
Price of weed is so high.
Ever ate.
Yeah. And before we get any further, remember I told you we are going to stick with Florida.
Yeah, there's plenty.
For your weird,
strange laws that are still in effect. Okay, I think you guys appreciate this one. In Florida, it is illegal to fish while driving across a bridge.
While driving.
While driving across a bridge.
Son, you best come to a complete stop before you cast that line.
Tell me it says drunk teenager written all over, right?
Oh, yeah. Somebody said
Right?
in the back of a pickup or something.
Oh, yeah. Like, man, watch when I catch a bitch and catch a big old lobber. Throw it right over. Yeah.
For sure.
There's so many in Florida.
For
Good.
sure.
I can't wait to eat
Florida wild man stories.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't done that already, go ahead and try that once. Type in your birth date. And not the year. Just your birthday. And type in Florida man with it.
Get some crazy stuff
Get
popping
some
off.
crazy ass stories.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy man challenge. And that's what I got.
Awesome. Well, I think that brings us to our last segment of the night. Makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
And I've got this one tonight. So,
I'm excited.
yes. Dumb people. Anyways, so we have this rent house back in Texas, and rented it out to some people. My mom and them did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she knew the woman. But her husband, anyways, also lived there.
Okay.
And I had a golf cart down there, a gas golf cart, and I had parked it under an awning down there that was close to the house. And I left and come back up to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I left the golf cart there. And I come back in the summertime, and I was going to go walked over because I wanted to fire up the golf cart and whatnot and move some stuff around. Because the rental property kind of loops around and attaches to my mom's property. And so I go and I check the battery out, and this thing is melted down. Like melted. The prongs are melted. I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, when I left, I had just put a brand new battery in it. So I'm like, what the hell went on here?
Hey,
The prongs are all fucked up.
By the way, it doesn't get like sub-zero temperatures for the
Right,
most part down
yeah.
there, right?
It's not like cold. It's not too
Okay.
hot. It melts. Like, it is something hot definitely made this battery melt. So I asked my sister, I'm like, what the hell? Were y'all doing something with the battery on that golf cart? She's like, no, I don't think so. We didn't do anything. And then she told me about the guy's husband. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, he's I'm like, well, what does he do? What's he about? Yeah, he's just a personal trainer. That's all he does. He don't do any other work. He just personal trains like twice a week maybe, and she brings home the rest of the money. And I'm like, okay. So I walk over there and I'm like, knock on the door. I'm like, hey man, what's up with the golf cart? Like, I noticed the battery's like melted down. He's like, yeah, I tried to jump it. Like, what? He's like, yeah, I tried to jump the golf cart. I'm like, you mean charge the battery? He's like, yeah, I was trying to jump start it. That kind of, I got my answer from that right there.
You need to give a baby education. Is that the same thing as jumping a car battery? I mean, is it the same thing what you're trying to transfer from one to another, Rio?
You're not quite, it doesn't quite work like that. You just charge the battery, that way you can use it. You don't try to jump it because it doesn't do anything. For the whole thing to work, the starter's got to engage and a bulb's got to slide in to grab the belt to move, right? It doesn't quite work like jumping a car. And, yeah, so this battery was just melted in half, and I was like, what the heck, dude? Yeah.
Did you have to
not
educate him, or did you just quit after that conversation?
Yeah, I wanted to educate him, but this guy was a real winner, as they say.
Okay.
Right, I'm like, hey, I'm going to take this golf cart, and he had stacked a bunch of wood that apparently my sister gave him from my dad's stash. He had stacked a bunch of wood on it. I'm like, hey, we need to move that and put it on the ground, because I'm going to move this out from under here, and you can use some more of this area back here. And, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to move it right now. Okay, you need some help? I sure ain't the fuck gonna do it by myself.
Oh my god, dude.
So yeah, he put on
idiot.
shoes and he helped me unload it, and it makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just jump in a golf cart. I don't think I've ever heard or even thought to do that.
I mean, you would just look at
And be like, oh,
It'd be
I
like-
got to charge the battery and
Yeah.
then put
This-
it on there. Right. If you
this
just
doesn't match up.
yeah,
Why-
if you
know?
pop the seat open, you're like, oh, okay, makes sense. Not him.
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah, melted the shit out of the battery. Like the prongs are melted down.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
surprised it didn't get acid just and go blowing everywhere because there was like holes in the top. It melted some of the plastic.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and then you
There-
just like fuck it and close the
It
close the seat up and left.
It seems like there's multiple words of wisdom here.
Yeah.
One of them is obviously
Well,
I'm
if
gonna
you fuck
give-
something up, go ahead and replace it because
Yeah.
he just left it. Whatever time he did this, you
Yeah.
can see obviously he put something on there to charge it, right, or jump it, and it melted it down. Obviously, it was fucked up. So why wouldn't you go replace it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I ended up going and buying a new battery and left the receipt for him, so to pay my sister.
But did he end up paying your sister?
He did.
He did?
Yep. He ended
Oh,
up
shit, okay.
giving whatever it was, $30, $40, whatever the hell the battery was.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, what the hell, dude?
Fucking idiot.
So yeah, words of wisdom. If you fuck something up, and
Among-
it's not yours,
Especially if it's
among
not yours.
many other things, and
Right.
one of them obviously is don't touch it. You don't know any better, and if you
Right.
think you do know better, maybe double check.
yeah.
How
I don't
many
know.
other things we
Yeah,
go?
I'm a YouTube mechanic.
Car,
You could have at least
so am I.
done that.
yeah,
Right.
Right. Come on.
Yep.
car battery to a
Yeah. I
golf
don't
cart battery.
Know what he was thinking there, but obviously he wasn't thinking with his dipstick.
Yeah.
But you know what they say, dink and flicka, baby. Dink and
Dinkin'
flicka.
flicka.
Definitely makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Well, it's about that time, gentlemen. Everybody that's listening right now, if you happen to stumble upon us,
Yeah.
the podcast is available where, Jimmer?
Anywhere that you could literally listen or watch podcasts, right? Spotify, Google, Apple, Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere else in between.
Yes, sir. Make sure you throw a like out there if it's a YouTube video, things like that. Rate us on the podcast platforms and YouTube. We really appreciate that stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely helps. the
It
reach.
helps.
Yeah, and if you or maybe a loved one out there has a story for the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, we would love to hear it. We love to talk shit. We love to hear stories from other people. We think we've had crazy shit happen in our lives, which we have.
Yeah.
You know, all of us for sure. But we want to hear your story. We want to be able to tell it. If you want to let us know, it all goes down.
In the DMs, hit us up, shoot that story, message over to us. We'll get it out to all the folks that want to hear it.
Absolutely. Well, we will finally get out of here. We appreciate the interview tonight with Jose. And for those of you beautiful people out there, thank you everybody for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
Stop it right